Hearing this story carefully and attentively and marking its significance and appropriateness, Hemadpant was most agreeably surprised. On seeing this wonderful Leela of Baba, he was moved from top to toe. He was overflowing with joy, his throat was choked, and he was not able to utter a single word. Shama, on seeing him in this condition, asked him, "What is the matter with you? Why are you silent? How shall I describe the innumerable Leelas of Baba?" Just at this time, the bell in the masjid began to ring, proclaiming the noon worship and arti ceremony had begun. Therefore, Baba and Hemadpant hurried to the masjid. Bapu Sahib Zog had just started the worship. Women were up in the masjid and men were standing below in the open courtyard, and they were all singing the arti in chorus to the accompaniment of the drums. Shama went up, pulling Hemadpant with him. He sat to the right and Hemadpant in front of Baba. On seeing them, Baba asked Hemadpant to give the dakshina brought from Shama. He replied that Shama gave namaskar in lieu of rupees and that he was there in person. Baba said, "All right, now let me know whether you both had a chit chat, and if so, tell me what you talked about." Not minding the sounds of the bell, the drum, and the chorus songs, Hemadpant was eager to tell Baba what they had talked about, and they started to narrate it. Baba was also anxious to hear, and so he left the bolster and leaned forward. Hemadpant said all that they talked about was very pleasant, especially the story of the old lady, and the most wonderful, and that on hearing it, he thought that his Leela was inexplicable, and under the guise of that story, he really blessed him. Baba then said, "Wonderful is the story. How were you blessed? I would like to know everything in detail from you. So tell me about it." Then Hemadpant related in full the story which he had heard a little while before and which had made a lasting impression on his mind. Hearing this, Baba was much pleased and asked him, "Did the story strike you and did you catch its significance?" He replied, "Yes, Baba, the restlessness of my mind has vanished and I have got true peace and rest and come to know the true path." Then Baba spoke as follows: "My method is quite unique. Remember well, this is one story and it will be very useful. To get the knowledge, realization of the self, dhyan, meditation is necessary. If you practice it continuously, the vritas, subtle thoughts, will be pacified. Being quite desireless, you should meditate on God, who is in all the creature, and when the mind is concentrated, the goal will be achieved. Meditate always on my formless nature, which is knowledge incarnate, consciousness, and bliss. If you cannot do this, meditate on my form from top to toe, as you see here night and day. As you go on doing this, your vritas will be single pointed, and the distinction between the dhyata, meditator, dhyana, act of meditation, dhyaya, thing meditated upon, will be lost, and the meditator will be one with the consciousness and be merged in the Brahma. The mother tortoise is one bank of the river, and her young ones are on the other. She gives neither milk nor warmth to them. Her mere loving glance gives them nutrition. The young ones do nothing but remember, meditate upon their mother. The tortoise glance is to the young ones the only source of sustenance and happiness. Similar is the relation between the Guru and the disciples. When Baba uttered these words, the chorus of Aarti songs was over, and all cried out loudly in unison, "Victory to our Sadguru Sai Maharaj, who is pure consciousness, knowledge, and bliss." Shri Satchidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Dear readers, let us imagine that we are at this time standing amongst the crowd in the masjid, and let us join in this Jai Jaikar. After the Aarti ceremony was over, Prasad was distributed. Bapu Sahib Zog came forward as usual, and after saluting Baba, gave his palm a handful of sugar candy. Baba pushed all this into hands of Hemadpant and said, "If you take this story to heart and remember it well, your state will be sweet as sugar candy. All your desires will be fulfilled, and you will be happy." Hemadpant bowed down to Baba and implored, "Do favor me like this, bless and protect me always." Baba replied, "Hear this story and meditate on it and assimilate its spirit. Then you will always remember and meditate on the Lord who will manifest himself to you." Dear readers, Hemadpant got prasad of sugar candy and now get the prasad of sugar candy or nectar of this story. Let us drink it to our heart's content, meditate on it and assimilate it, and be strong and happy by Baba's grace. Amen. Today, towards the end of the 19th chapter, Hemadpant has dealt with some other matters which are given below. Baba's advice regarding our behavior. The following words of Baba are of general welfare and invaluable. If they are kept in mind and acted upon, they will always do you good. Unless there is some relationship or correction, nobody goes anywhere. If any man or creature come to you, do not discourteously drive them away, but receive them well and treat them with due respect. Shri Hari, God, will be certainly pleased if you give water to the thirsty, bread to the hungry, clothes to the naked, and your veranda to the strangers for resting. If anybody wants any money from you and you do not incline to give, do not give, but do not bark at him like a dog. Let anybody speak hundreds of things against you, do not resent by giving any bitter reply. If you tolerate such things, you will certainly be happy. Let the world go topsy-turvy, you remain where you are, standing in your own place. Look on calmly at the show of all things passing before you. Demolish the wall of difference that separates you from me, and then the road for our meeting will be clear and open. The sense of differentiation as I and thou is the barrier that keeps away the disciples from his master, and unless that is destroyed, the state of union is not possible. Allah Malik is the God. God is the sole proprietor. Nobody else is our protector. His method of work is extraordinary, invaluable, and inscrutable. His will be done, and he will show us the way and satisfy our heart's desire. It is on account of Runanubandha, former relationship, that we have come together. Let us now love and serve each other and be happy. He who attains the supreme goal of life is immortal and happy. All other merely exist. That is, live as long as they breathe. Encouraging good thoughts to fruition. It is interesting to note how Sai Baba encouraged good thoughts. If you have to surrender yourself completely to him with love and devotion, then you will see how he helps you throughout. Some saints have said that when you get a good thought immediately after waking from sleep, and if you develop the same afterwards during the day, your intellect will be unfolded and your mind will attain calmness. Hemadpant wanted to try this. One Wednesday night before going to bed, he thought, tomorrow is Thursday, an auspicious day, and the place, mainly Shirdi, is so holy. So let me pass the whole day in remembering and celebrating Ram Nam, and then he slept off. Next morning, when he got up, he remembered without any effort the name of Ram and was much pleased. After finishing his morning duties, he went to see Baba with flowers. When he left Dikshitwada and was passing by Buttiwada, present Samadhi Mandir, he heard a beautiful song that was being sung nicely by one Aurangabadkar in the masjid before Baba. The song was Guru Kripa Jana Payo Mere Bhai, etc. by Eknath, in which he says that he got collyrium in the form of his Guru's grace, which opened his vision and made him see Ram in and out, in sleep, dream, and waking state, and everywhere. There were so many songs, but why was this song particularly chosen by Aurangabadkar, a devotee of Baba? Is this not a curious coincidence arranged by Baba to amplify the determination of Hemadpant to sing unceasingly Ram Nam during the day? All the saints agree and lay stress upon the efficacy of uttering Ram's God's name in fulfilling the ambitions of the bhaktas and in protecting and saving them from all calamities. Variety in Upadesh, slander condemned. Sai Baba required no special place, nor any special time for giving instructions. Whenever an occasion demanded, he gave them freely. Once it so happened that a bhakta of Baba reviled someone behind his back before other people. On leaving aside merits, he dwelt on the fault of his brother and spoke so sarcastically that the hearers were disgusted. Generally, when we see that people have a tendency to scandalize others unnecessarily, and this brings on ill feelings. Saints see scandal in other light. They say that there are various ways of cleansing or removing dirt, mainly by means of water and soap, etc. But a scandal mongerer has a way of his own. He removes the dirt, faults of others by his tongue, so in a way he obliges the person whom he reveals, and for that he is to be thanked. Sai Baba had his own method of correcting the scandal mongerer. He knew by his omniscience what the slanderer had done, and when he met him at noon near the Lendi, Baba pointed out to him a pig that was eating filth near the fence and said to him, "Behold, how with what relish it is gulping filth. Your conduct is similar. You go on reveling your own brethren to your heart's content. After performing many deeds of merit, you are born as a human, and if you act like this, how can Shirdi help you in any way?" Needless to say that the bhaktas took the lesson to his heart and went away. In this way, Baba went on giving instructions whenever necessary. If these are born in our minds and acted upon, the spiritual realization is not far off. There is a proverb which says, "If there be my Hari Lord, he will feed me on my coat." This proverb is only true in respect of food and clothing, but if anyone believing this sits idle and does nothing in spiritual matters, he will be ruined. One has to exert himself to his utmost for attaining self-realization. The more he endeavors, the better for him. Baba said that he was omnipresent, transcending land, air, world, light, and heaven, and that he was not localized. To remove the misunderstanding of those who thought that Baba was only his body, 3 cubits and half in length, he incarnated himself in the form, and if any devotees meditated on him day and night with complete self-surrender, he experienced complete union with him, like sweetness and sugar, waves and sea, eye at its side. He who wants to get rid of the cycle of births and deaths should lead a righteous life with his mind calm and composed. He should not speak harshly to anyone so as to hurt him. He should always engage himself in good actions, should do his duties and surrender himself heart and soul to him. He need not be afraid of anything. He who trusts him entirely, hears and expounds his Leela, and does not think of anything else is sure to attain self realization. Baba asked many to remember his name and to surrender to him, but to those who wanted to know who they were, who I am, he advised Shravan, study, and Manan, contemplation. To some, he advised remembering God's name, to others, hearing his Leela, to some, worship of his feet, to others, reading and studying Adhyatma, Ramayana, Jnaneshwari, and other sacred scriptures. Some he made it sit near his feet, some he went to Khandoba temple, and some he advised the repetition of 1,000 names of Vishnu, and some the study of Chandrodaya Upanishad, Chanan Yogya Upanishad, and Gita. There was neither any limit nor any restrictions to his instruction. He gave in person or by vision or dreams. To someone addicted to drink, he appeared in his dream, sat on his chest, pressed it, and left him after he gave a promise not to touch liquor anymore. To some, he explained some mantras like Gurur Brahma in dreams. To some devotees who was practicing Hatha Yoga, he sent word that he should leave Hatha Yoga practices, sit quiet, and wait. Saburi. It is possible to describe all his ways and methods. In ordinarily worldly dealings, he set example by his action, one of which is given below. Remuneration of labor. One day at noon, Baba came near Radha Krishna Mai's house and said, "Bring me a ladder." Some men brought it and set it against the wall of the house as directed by Baba. He climbed up on the roof of Vaman Gonkar's house, passed over the roof of Radha Krishna Mai's house, and then got down from the other corner. What object Baba had none could know. Radha Krishna Mai at that time shivering with malaria. It may be to drive off that fever that he may have gone up there. Immediately after getting down, Baba gave 2 rupees to the person who brought the ladder. Somebody asked Baba why he paid so much for this. He replied that nobody should take the labor of others in vain. The worker should be paid his dues promptly and liberally. If the principle taught by Baba be followed, if the remuneration of the labor be paid promptly and satisfactory, the laborer will turn out better, and both the laborers and the employers will be profited. Bow to Shri Sai. Peace be to all.